Machine Drawing and Design for Beginners by Henry J. Spooner. New impression by Longmans, Green & Co. Paternoster Row, London, 1919. 4th Avenue, New York, Bombay, Calcutta and Madrid. 1919. Henry knew where it was with locknuts though. Standard of practice, he said, is big nut on the top, small nut on the bottom. Theoretically, practically convenient and theoretically faulty. It's a big nut, lock nut on the top, big nut on the bottom. Compromise and sometimes convenient is 2 equal half nuts. So, he's written quite a lot about it. Says this lock nut is sometimes made half the ordinary thickness of the nut. On the assumption that it is only to jam the other nut and to take a small part or any of the load. But little consideration will satisfy the student as the top nut, which practically takes the whole load, and of course the thick nut should be there, as in figure 274, as the true lock nut. But spanners are rarely thin enough to take the lock nut when it is so thin and placed at the bottom, and this has led to the growth of the faulty practice shown in 275. An obvious way out of the difficulty would make most nuts the full thickness, but there is not always room for this, and when there is, it offends the eye. So a compromise of keeping the total thickness of the same and making them both the same thickness, namely 2/3 to 3/4 of the height, is one that's often met with. However, the standard arrangement is now one shown in 274, and this should always be used when convenient. 276 also shows the end of the bolt turned down to allow a nut to be screwed on and off easily, and more conveniently allow of a split pin to be used when the bolt is subject to much vibration. There we go. To prevent the nuts working off. So figure 274, standard practice, lock nut on the bottom. 275, practically convenient, theoretically faulty. Is the lock nut on the top. The only reason that ever developed into this is because crappy English spanners were absolutely too thick to go put this nut at the bottom and tighten it down. Compromise is to use 2 medium-sized nuts. So there we go. That's what Henry Spooner says. That's what I believe. This is the hill I'm going to die on.